Good evening, everyone. Hope you've had a good day today. We have just one product tonight. That's Archives Baseball. As it sits right now, there are a large number of unpaid teams, and some of them from our zero feedback bidders, which, well, we know how that usually goes. But we'll see. We're going to go over a little information before we start breaking. I will check the status of all the unpaid stuff again after we go over our information. And then whatever is still sitting there will be available for you possibly to purchase if you want it. But first things first, let's go over our info. So feedback, it is set to be automated on eBay, completely automated, and that really is done just so that you never have to wait on me. So anytime that you leave positive feedback for me, you are instantly going to get positive feedback in return. And of course, the second thing there, far more important, is a big thank you. Always appreciate you being here, bidding and breaking and chatting with me, keeping me company. We're taking a look now at what's coming up in the days ahead. So this stuff is already listed on eBay, available for bidding. We're going to be breaking it over the course of the next few days. So tomorrow night is the back half of a case of Leaf Rookie Retro, and it is an interesting break because it's multi-sport. So spots are sold by the first letter of the last name, and they are all listed in the football category, but athletes from all types of sports can be found in the product. We'll also open a case of 5-star baseball and a 12-box inner case of certified football all tomorrow night. On Saturday, we'll open a 16-box master case of unparalleled football. Sunday is an off night. When we get to Monday, we're going to start early. That's Labor Day. We'll start at 8:30 Eastern, which is 5:30 Pacific, and we'll go with a case of 5-star baseball and some Trinity football. On Tuesday, we are looking at a half case of TriStar Autograph Mini Football helmets, and that's the back half of a case that we started the other day. And then, of course, Absolute Football, a master case break of that, which is 12 total boxes. That's all on Tuesday night. Here's what you need to know about what we are opening tonight. So, first things first, there's no mail service on Monday because that is a holiday. So that means no mail can be picked up. No mail is going to go out. I may print labels and things like that, but nothing's going to go out the door after Saturday afternoon until we get to Tuesday because of Monday being the holiday. So I am projecting that this will ship approximately Tuesday. And as always, if I can get something out to you faster than the date that you see there, I will happily do so. Everyone's going to pull cards in here, so there is no need for constellation cards or any of that. Normally at this stage, we'd be able to just go right ahead into our spreadsheet and our break. But as I said, we've got some fun unpaid teams, and we need to see if we can find some homes for some of these since we have people who like to bid and not pay. You always know, man, on these zero feedback bidders, 98% of the time, they've joined the day of or the day before, and they bid things up, and then they never pay. And it's, I would say, at least 98% of the time. So, yeah, we've got a handful of those tonight amongst our unpaid teams. So here's what is available. We have the Mariners and the Angels and the Red Sox. All are sitting unpaid right now. They are available, and if someone would like to pick those up, I would like to sell them because that accounts for about $100 worth of stuff right there. Most of it from our zero feedback bidders. Oh, yay. So, does anybody have any interest in any of those teams? Oh, Carl, I will block them. Don't worry. I have a huge list of blocked people who are the bid and not pay types. But it doesn't really do you any good because, you know, sometimes we're able to resell it in chat, and that's great, although it's usually for less than these people bid. But on the nights where you can't sell it, you know, doesn't matter if they can never bid again. They still will, you know, manage to cost you a little money at the time of. So, guys, what is unsold or unpaid, I should say, right now is the Mariners and the Angels and the Red Sox. So if anyone is interested in Mariners, Angels, or Red Sox, let me know what you want to do. So the Mariners, they sold for $39 and some change. The Angels sold for $43 and some change. The Red Sox sold for $15 and some change. We all know how this works, though. I just need to find them a home. So if you don't want to offer that, offer what you're interested in, and we'll go from there. So Carl, just throw it out to me, man. I mean, you guys know the drill here. We know where they ended, but we also know those people didn't pay. So something is better than nothing is sometimes the philosophy. So meanwhile, while you guys are talking about that for a moment, or thinking about that, I should say, for a moment, I'm going to update our spreadsheet here to reflect that those are unpaid teams. So bear with me a second while I get up to take care of that. And we'll get that much accomplished anyway. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark these as second chance for the moment. And then if they end up being that we don't find them a home, I'll go back and fix it. But for now, that's how we're going to do it. So once again, it's the Mariners, the Angels, and the Red Sox that are sitting unpaid. There go the Angels. Let me get the Red Sox done. Okie dokie. So that is squared away. And let's see where we are. All right. So Carl said you're offering 20 for the Mariners. Okay. Skeet, we are opening a half case of Archives baseball is what we're opening. So a half case is 5 boxes. Philip, we have Mariners, Angels, and Red Sox available. So those are the 3 that I need to find a home for. It sounds like Carl has offered up, I think. Carl, you're offering up 20 on the Mariners, it sounds like. So that's the offer that we have on the table for them at the moment. Angels and Red Sox still kind of hanging out there. So if anyone can help me out and pick those up. Tall Paul, make me an offer, man. I mean, the Angels sold for 43 and some change. The Red Sox for 15 and some change. The Mariners for 39 and some change. I know that, we don't have a lot of people on tonight. We're probably not going to hit those same numbers. So tell me what you'd be willing to do, and let's talk about it. If you wanted all 3, well, let's see here. Let me just do a quick little calculation. And, all right, so basically the bid amounts on them were right around 100 for them individually. So you're offering 65. Well, okay, that's better than 0, obviously, but I was hoping to get a little closer to where we were. I tell you what, Tall Paul, if you would be willing to do 75, we'll make a deal and call it a day, unless somebody else wants to do more. So Tall Paul, can we meet in the middle there at 75? It's actually more on your side than in the middle, but you are willing to go 75? All right, cool, man. So unless anybody else wants to go beyond that, then we're going to go with Tall Paul videos. Let me get in here and cancel these out in eBay. Guys, hang with me for a second while I take care of getting all of this out. Again, that's going to be the Mariners, the Angels, and the Red Sox that are going to be going to Tall Paul. Thank you for picking those up, too. Appreciate it. Jay Allen's already typed in the email address for me. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And, yeah, so Tall Paul, I think you have done second chance here before, so you know how that rolls. If you want to just shoot it over there to PayPal, I would appreciate that, and just kind of give me a heads up when that is done. Meanwhile, let me get the Angels canceled here. I have to cancel them one at a time. Sorry, guys, it takes a minute. Not like I think we'd really have to worry on them to actually come back and suddenly pay it, but Tall Paul, you don't see the email. It looks like Jay Allen typed it in there again. Do you see it in there now? If not, I'll type it in again in a second. All right, let's get that is done. Now I need to go in and cancel out the Red Sox, and then we will be all set as soon as I get this last little one taken care of here. Red Sox canceled out and done. Let me update the spreadsheet to show that those belong to you now. And hang on one second. I'm getting there, guys. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, as soon as I saw all those zero feedback bidders and then that they had just joined yesterday or today, I knew what was going to happen. And a lot of times that's people getting back at me, by the way. People that have been blocked by under other names create new accounts, and then they run stuff up and like purposefully don't pay for it. Because it always runs in little waves when it happens, and it's almost always after somebody's mad about something. But anyway. Okay, so Tall Paul videos, did you end up getting the email address? Did you see it, or do I need to type it in again? I think Jay Allen put it in there, so I'm thinking you saw it, but if for some reason you haven't seen it yet, please let me know. You have, and you're good. Thank you, sir. All right, so 5 boxes, which is a half case of Archives Baseball. This is the start of a new case, even though this is break number 2. We did loose boxes for our first break. And of course, it ended tonight on eBay, Thursday night, the 29th of August. We are almost in September. And of course, team names on the left, winning bidders on the right. And our second chance teams that were unpaid went to Tall Paul, who is so awesome to help us out. And we hope that it brings you very good mojo. Now, since this is the start of a new case, here's how it's going to go. I will take all of the boxes out. I'm going to number each box on the end. Then we will use random.org to determine which 5 we're going to open now versus which 5 we'll be opening in the next break. You probably also noticed that the background went a little bit out of focus there. And that was actually on purpose. Don't let that worry you. I like to look at the cards up really closely, so that if there are, imperfections or whatever, which there almost always are imperfections, but so all that kind of stuff shows up on the camera much more readily if we look at stuff up close. So we try to tweak that focus a little bit and make it stand out a bit. All right, so let's get this part done here with random, and then we will be underway. We'll be interested to see how many expos we get out of here tonight, because you guys know how that first break, what do we have, like 3 or 4 expos autographs out of 1/2 case? It was crazy is what it was, how much expos was in there. How many, I should say, expos were in there. This is easy. I'm just going to hit randomize one time. We'll take the first 5 numbers and open those corresponding 5 boxes tonight. It gives us 6, 4, 1, 7, 2. So 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7. All right, there's 1, 2, 4, and there's 6 and 7. Yay, life is good when they come out all easy like that. Let me get these other 5 put away. I'll be right back. All right, we are under control here. Skeet, you are asking about how to figure out how to search by seller on eBay. Oh, you figured it out. Okay. All right. I was going to tell you, but now I don't have to. It sounds like you figured it out. Excellent. Strong Crosby, yes, they are celebrating the anniversary of the Expos in here, and I would expect to find lots of inserts for Expos in here. And sure, you would expect to find a reasonable amount of the autographs too, but to have like 3 of the 5 be Expos out of 1/2 case, it was like a lot, I thought. That's what I thought anyway. Looking for 2 on-card autographs per box. And as we know, some of these people are not affiliated with baseball teams. So you can find about anything in archives. You can find fans or umpires or baseball executives, all kinds of statisticians, all kinds of crazy stuff can be in here for autographs. So it's not always baseball teams. So if we come up with some of that tonight that is not a baseball player, we'll have to use random.org to award it at the end of the break. So that's how that will work. The other thing, of course, we were talking about it a minute ago, the Expos. There's tons of Expos in here. So in case anybody doesn't know this, the former Expos are the current Washington Nationals. So all those things that come out that say Expos actually go to the Nationals. Cards always stay with their franchise. So there's lots of relocated, renamed franchises in baseball, and the Expos is one of them. Carl, you need some Yankees. Let's find some Yankees for you then. And Jay Allen needs some Rockies and some Marlins. I'm kind of skipping around there in chat a little bit. I think I missed a few, so I'm trying to scroll back up through it visually. Can't obviously physically scroll up through it at the moment. And a Babe Ruth cut signature with, hey, listen, if we find a Babe Ruth cut signature, that's going to be more than nice, man. I will lose it if we find that, Carl. I'll be really, really excited if we were to find that. For sure. Jay Allen, you had the statistician autograph from last year. That's cool. You know, some of those things, though, they sell for, believe it or not, some of those are kind of desirable, and people will want some of the oddball stuff in there. Strong Crosby, don't wish for umpire autos, man. You know we hit some in the last break, so don't wish for any. We don't want to find, we don't want to find more. To give everybody an idea, just in case someone doesn't know, those signatures are printed on there. Those are facsimile signatures. They're not actual hard-signed autographs. So, of course, we will stop on our actual hard-signed autographs when we see them. But the ones that are just printed on, we kind of keep on keeping on. Those are fun little inserts. We find the little magazine covers in there quite a bit. There are autograph variations of that, although we haven't seen one yet. There's a bunch of Ichiro in here because that's another one of the subsets in here. This year's kind of I think a salute to Ichiro sort of deal, in that there are many of his various card reprints in here. So you can always find fun stuff in archives. I mean, Sandlot, and they do different movies, different things. This year, of course, as we said, is the Expos, but last year's Sandlot was a lot of fun, and they like to kind of mix it up a bit when you get to archives. Some of these cards also like to stick together. Nice little Vlad rookie. Depending on which type of card it is, some stick more than others. All the cards do ship in this, so yeah. If you see it go by, you know it's coming to you. Occasionally we do have breaks where not everything ships, but it always says it in the listing description if that is the case. But in here, it does all ship. So right off the bat, out of the first box, the first autograph we see, it's an Expo. We kind of conjured that up, I think, or I did maybe. This is Jeff Reardon, and of course goes to the Nationals. So autograph number 1 out of box number 1 heads to the Nats. My Cincinnati Reds are playing again tonight, and Aquino came out with strong again with another early home run. I think that's the only scoring on the board for us, or at least it was the last time I saw the game. I had to turn it off a bit ago, but So that kid is, basically every time he hits a home run at this point, he's setting a new Major League Baseball record. As in, like yesterday, last night, it was the fastest to maybe 14 home runs in the first 100 plate appearances or something. I don't know. Anyway, every night he sets a new record. So this is just another Expos type of card. They have the 50th anniversary stamp on them. So they're not all autographed, but there are parallels in there that will have that little stamp on them that also are for the Nationals. Always a fun little variety. I wish they would do a salute to the Big Red Machine years of the Cincinnati Reds. I'd be all over that. I would probably open 2 or 3 cases of that myself just to try to get my Cincinnati Reds autographs. So, box number 1, both autographs for the Nationals. And they are both Jeff Reardon. Like, what the what? Okay, so there you go, Nationals. Box number 1, not only did you get both autographs, they were both of the same player. How annoying is that? Maybe not very if you're, if you have the Nationals and you like Reardon. But to me, I'd like to at least see a different player. Even if it's going to be the same team. How about a different player? Just saying. Jay Allen, the only random you ever won was the statistician. Well, you're not in a lot of randoms, though, really. I don't remember you being in a whole lot. I mean, some, for sure, but not like all the time. Stang Lover, he gets in randoms with me quite a bit, and I tell you what, lately it's been a little better, but there for a long time, I mean, Stang Lover's been bidding with me for several years. And for a long time, it just seemed like every time he got in a random, he would not be the one that came up in the random, and it was awful. Oh, I felt so bad for him. But lately, he's been on a little bit more of a run. He's been hitting some of them lately, so sometimes that random can be biatch, Carl, I agree with you, Carl. I hate it when we see duplicates of the same player, even though it's a different card, so it's a different image on there. Still, I don't really want to find both autographs for the same player in one box. Unless, I guess, they're both Tatis or Vlad Jr. or Alonso or Bo Bichette or something. Maybe then I wouldn't care. Jay Allen, you said the Big Red Machine autographs wouldn't be of people that sign for $1. I'm sure none of these people sign for $1, man. I mean, even rookies. Like for football, where there's zillions of them and you don't even know who's going to make the team and who isn't. Even most of those guys are getting a couple bucks a signature. I guarantee you, none of these retired guys are going to be signing for $1. But I do take your point. It probably would be rather expensive to get the guys from the Big Red Machine in there. But I don't know. I mean, they always have, they're able to get all the celebrities and things when they do the movies. So they're always able to target whomever and seem to be able to make it work, make the math work, so to speak. So who knows? Maybe we're just not far enough removed from the Big Red Machine Reds of the 70s. Maybe they're not ready to do them yet. Could be, could be. So, of course, part of the fun of archives is just looking back at all the different card designs, some of which we might remember fondly, some of which we might not remember as fondly because some of them were kind of ugly. There are definitely some years I think the card designs are a bit ugly, but... So I don't know how many of you were in the break the other night when I was talking about this, but you probably have heard, possibly have heard, even if you weren't in that break, that, hang on a second, one of my stacks is looking a little leaning over there. I want to just get it cut in half, so it's not so tall. 2020 Series 1 is where we are going to see our first Bo Bichette autographs. They're not putting them in update, and I can kind of see how Bichette wouldn't be an update, but you know who else is not an update? Alvarez, Yordan Alvarez. They're also holding him for 2020 Series 1. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, so those two guys, Yordan especially, who's been up most of the year, it's going to be weird for his rookies to be in the products next year, but anyway, that's how they're doing it. An umpire. See, you wished for it, and then look, we got it. You shouldn't have wished for that umpire, man. But nah, we would have gotten it anyway. So that is Laz Diaz. And of course, I may as well just set him over here in housekeeping now because he will have to be awarded using random. If anybody happens to be in eBay right now, and you feel so inclined, I would love to know what those umpire signatures are being listed and sold for. Just curious if they're bringing anything. Because you know that statistician you had, Jay Allen, it did sell last year, didn't it? For like $10 or $15, I want to say that statistician autograph did. It was more than you would think anyway. So sometimes, you know, that stuff which we kind of go, ugh, somebody else wants it and it works out. So you never know. I meant to look it up after we did the first break of this, and I completely forgot about it until we pulled him again tonight. But I would hope that they would maybe bring a little money. Oh, imagine that. Another Expos hit for, of course, the Nationals. But that's a really good one right there. That's Pedro Martinez, man. And it is numbered 250. So that is a pretty sweet little hit for the Nationals with Pedro Martinez. I like that one. That kind of offsets hitting the umpire. That's Pedro. Nice. Nice one. Strong Crosby, you said Laz goes for 6 to 8. Well, that's not terrible. I mean, honestly, there's players you can pull that sell for less than 6 to 8, so that's not terrible for an umpire. It's not as high, I think, as I want to say our statistician last year did end up in the $10, $12, $15 range most of the time, so maybe the umpire a little less than the stats guy, but, you know. Well, Carl's saying they go from 3 to 6. So Strong Crosby found 6 to 8, and Carl's seeing 3 to 6. So, wow, 6 to 8 was sounding better than 3 to 6. But anyway, I guess it's, oh, another one sold for $1.25. So, yeah, okay. So maybe he's not, maybe the umpire's not going to be 6 or 8 like we had hoped. Kevin, yeah, that Pedro Martinez, that's nice, man. Very nice, and numbered, of course, makes it even better. But listen, Pedro's a good hit no matter whether it had been numbered or not. You said there's a bunch up with no bids for the various umpires. Yeah, well, all right. I guess he's not going to be as popular as our statistician and some of our crazy fans have been in the past. Strong Crosby said the last 2 that sold, one was for 6 and one was for 8. They're a lot up with no bids is what Jay Allen is saying. Okay, so some of them are, yeah, so they're different. Sounds like a wide range of possibilities in there. Well, here's hoping that whoever gets it tonight ends up being able to sell it for closer to the 6 to 8 than the 3 to 5. How about that? We'll try to put some good mojo on it. Hank Aaron. You all know I love my Hank Aaron for the Braves. And that is numbered to 175. Hank Aaron is second only to Johnny Bench as far as players that I love. Johnny Bench is the king, and Hank Aaron comes in right behind him. I mean, Hank Aaron, he was just incredible, wasn't he? It's hard to think about now because the game is so different. And now it seems like you have 4 or 5 home runs a game, and sometimes players get 2 or 3 in a game. But back when Hank Aaron played, you know, that's not the way it was. The game was played a lot differently. And the number of home runs that guy hit, I mean, that record stood forever. Not forever, obviously, it's fallen, but you know what I mean. It stood for a very long time. Well, until we hit the whole group of PED guys, I guess. And then Hank Aaron's record went by the wayside, but I tell you what, if you had him hitting in today's game the way it is today, can you imagine how many home runs Hank Aaron would hit? It would be incredibly insane, you know? Incredibly insane. I would love to see that. Hank Aaron hitting, vintage Hank Aaron hitting in the game the way it's played today. I mean, he probably wouldn't even have any base hits. They would all just be home runs. Like, he'd just barely flick his wrist and poof, it'd be gone. Would be fun, though. And he's not the only one, of course. There's lots of others that would be the same way. All right. We have not seen... Have we seen either autograph out of here? We haven't, have we? What the heck? There's one. And it's a Yankee. Hey, somebody asked for the Yankees. Who asked for the Yankees? Carl, maybe? Was it? Someone said they needed some Yankees tonight. We have for you Fred Stanley for the New York Yankees. And we still have one autograph left to surface somewhere. And oh, imagine that. Yes, it's the Nationals / Expos with Rondell White. So just back up the truck for the Nationals. They are hauling it all out of there. It was you, Carl. Okay, I thought it was. You know, sometimes my brain remembers fragments, like somebody wanted Mojo for the Yankees, and it doesn't always match up the fragment with the person, but it did tonight, so yay. We got, I remembered one. Yay. I know, it's a hazard of multitasking. And we all think we multitask well, myself included. But every study they've ever done shows that you really don't multitask well, that no one does. There are some people that cannot multitask at all. Like if they try to, they just make a huge mess of everything. There are other people that can multitask and still accomplish things, but studies have proven you don't accomplish as much and you're not as effective and you're still more prone to mistakes and whatever when you multitask than when you don't. But there's a whole lot of people that still would argue they're good multitaskers. I used to argue that I was a good multitasker. And the older I get, the more I realize, oh yeah, probably not so much. I'm one that can do it, but there are things then that slide out of my brain, like, who specifically said that about the Yankees? Yeah, that kind of stuff. Jay Allen, you're giving up for the night. You're going to go hit the hay, my friend. All right, well, I will try to work Mojo for you with the Rockies and the Marlins, and I will do my very best to conjure some up for you. All right, I will try hard. See what we can accomplish. You know, I've got to get some Heritage High number back in the mix too, and we've got Topps Chrome and Allen and Ginter and 5-Star and I don't know what else. A lot of baseball right now. I will probably move some of it out as sealed cases, but but not all of it. And the Topps Chrome Sapphire is finally going to be off the table, right? You guys have been looking at that for a long time now. And finally, it's going to be gone. Because somebody expressed an interest in buying it. And so we negotiated a price, and it is going to hit the road out of here tomorrow. So Topps Chrome Sapphire is going bye-bye. All the stuff that's on this table really needs to go bye-bye, along with a whole bunch of other stuff in the form of mixers, which I have not put together but need to. Maybe that's what we'll do one day next weekend. Oh, that might be fun. If we took, say, I don't know, Saturday or Sunday of next weekend, not this weekend, obviously. Probably not Sunday, because that's the Steelers game, Steelers-Patriots. So Saturday, maybe. If we just did a whole bunch of mixers, like start early on Saturday, I don't know, like 8 o'clock or something, start breaking and just break mixers for all the sports and have some fun. We might do that. I've been needing to get that done anyway, so that might be kind of a fun thing to do if I can find time to put the listing together. Strong Crosby, what did you say? Did I pass an autograph? You said a J. Bell auto. What are you talking about? Did I just pass one? For real, did I? That I didn't see in the thing? Now you got me paranoid. I'm looking back through here because you just typed in J. Bell auto LOL. So for real, did we? Did we pass one? I'm looking. I don't see one. I don't see one. So did we pass one up? You gotta, you can't just randomly type that in there without freaking me out. Oh, you're saying no, it's coming up. Okay, all right. See, you were freaking me out, Strong Crosby. Because honestly, of all the sets where it would be easy to fly past an autograph, this would be it. Because there are so many facsimile autographs in here, And so you kind of have to do a quick little mental assessment as they go by. Is it real? Is it printed on? And sometimes I could see how it might be easy to pass one up. But I'm glad we didn't. And so far along. Oh, I had to apologize, Strong Crosby. Listen, I'm the one that's... I'm the one who's freaking out, not you. No. It's me that got worried that I'd gone past one. My poor old brain just doesn't function as well as it used to. It's got a little age on it. Ooh, a mini. Yay, go team. A Paul Goldschmidt mini for the Cardinals. I always like to pull the minis. They make me very happy. I kind of wish they still did, sets of minis. Although, it's got a spot on it. You see that? Like that white spot right there in the back of it. Although they did do Bowman Chrome mini last year. Do you remember that? In fact, I've got some of that. We need to break it probably. Not for the full sets. Those I always just gave out using random at the end of the break. I'm talking about all the parallels that are in there. Well, look at that. It's a third Jeff Reardon. And this one is numbered to 150. So I hope that you like Jeff Reardon, because my guess is as many autographs as the guy has in this set, probably not going to have a whole lot of resale value. So I hope that you have a personal collection for Reardon, because, yeah, he's coming out a lot. A change of pace at last, a Marlin. This is Jack McKeon. And it is what? Not numbered, I guess. but at least it's a different player. At least it's not Reardon again. That's really all at this point, that's my main hope, is just let's stop pulling that guy. Numbered to 99. I liked this guy always too, Brewers Robin Yount. He was always fun to watch play. Okay, we have one box left, and let's hope we can find something interesting in it. Tall Paul says the allocation is brutal. Yeah, the randomizing of the hits in here, or I guess technically it's the collation, I suppose, because I think it's probably machine collated. In fact, I'm sure it is for a product like this. This wouldn't be, no one would be hand collating a mass-produced thing like this. So yeah, whatever kind of deal they've got that does the collation, maybe they need to give old IBM Watson a call and let that AI improve their process. Kevin says, listen, I have the Nationals and I don't want to see another Reardon. I feel your pain, brother. I know. Strong Crosby's going, yeah, we'll find another one in here. We might. I mean, stranger things, but... And considering that this is all out of the same case, and we randomized the boxes so that you would have thought that even with that many in the case, that through the randomizing process, that we would have maybe had half of them fall in the second break and half of them fall in the first break. So that's even more unusual that they're all falling in the same half as well. Yeah, Kevin, that Pedro is nice. Pedro is worth the price of admission for the Nats for sure. And all the others are, I guess, probably going to hit eBay or whatever. Unless you happen to personally collect that guy, which maybe you do. Then you like all the variations. But if you don't, yeah, I would say those will undoubtedly there will be a glut of those, seeing as how he's obviously a frequent signer in this product. I probably should have just opened the full case of this tonight. It doesn't take that long to get through the break. It's always the sorting that causes me to hesitate from doing full cases of stuff that has a lot of base cards like this does. But we probably should have tonight. But alas, we did not. So we'll bust out the back half of this sometime in the next probably 10 days or so. Of course, we've got more new stuff coming out on Wednesday. I'm trying to think what it is. I want to say it's like Draft Picks Basketball maybe, and Luminance Baseball. Does that sound right? Luminance, of course, one of the high-end products from Topps. And it's only been out a couple of years, and the very first year that it came out, I did not order very much of it because I wasn't really sure what to make of it. And then as a result, I get virtually none of it these days because once they lock you into a number, buddy, they don't let you up it too much. It's numbered to 25 for the Pirates, a Starling Marte. That's you, isn't it, Jay Allen? Aren't you Pirates tonight? No, you're Marlins. You're Marlins. So we had the autograph hit was you, right? I think, yeah. You saw a 2-case player break of this, and over half the hits were Expos. Wow. Wow. That's out of 2 cases, over half were Expos. That is insane, isn't it? Yeah, Carl says, yeah, we don't care. Go ahead, open the other half now. I think then I would be losing a lot of money. So sadly, I fear I cannot do that right now, unfortunately. but I probably should have listed it that way. If I had thought about the fact that there was no mail on Monday, which means, you know, it gives me more, well, it doesn't really give me more time. I would have still been sorting and shipping on Monday, but, you know, I don't know. Somehow, if I had thought about the fact that Monday was a holiday, I might have done the whole case. And then, you know, we would have broken maybe a little less on Monday night instead. But anyway, it fell how it fell, so there you go. Well, well, well. At least it's a different player. The Nationals and Maury Wills. Isn't that fun times, kids? And a Met. Hey, hey. A different team. I don't know this player. This is Ray, or, oh, well, we're just going to call him Ray. It looks like he played in the early 2000s. I don't remember him. That's probably part of the period of time where I was really kind of checked out of baseball. I wasn't really watching it or wasn't too interested in collecting it either for a period of time. And he must have fallen within that gap because I don't remember him really at all. Okay, before we recap this, we have a housekeeping chore to handle. And that is our dear umpire friend here, this guy, Laz Diaz. So good old Laz here needs to find a home. And here's how we're going to do that. We will roll ourselves right on over here to our spreadsheet. I'm going to copy and paste all of the team names. Then we'll head over to random.org. Well, I'm there. I better bring you with me, hadn't I? Yes. I'm going to paste them all in because we have, once again, 10 or more items in our list. We're only going to randomize one single time. And whoever ends up in the number one position after we randomize is going to take home Laz Diaz, the umpire. I know you all are thrilled about that. I can tell. I can feel your excitement. It goes to the Milwaukee Brewers. All right, the Brewers with an umpire. Are you excited about that? Yeah. Oh, Jay Allen said, yeah, don't even put the Nationals in the random. No, man, we can't do that. We can't be hating on the Nats just because they got a lot of hits. All right, so wrote on the sleeve, of course, not the card, as you saw there. So one autograph for one umpire. Our other stack of autographs, I guess we could do our numbered stuff first. The Pirates and Starling Marte to 25. The Brewers with a little Robin Yount to 99. A mini Paul Goldschmidt for the Cardinals, which does have that little white spot there on the back and the border kind of imperfection on it. And my man Hank Aaron for the Braves to 175. Love some Hank Aaron. The rest of our autographs that aren't umpires. We have this guy for the Mets. I can't say his last name. We're going to call it Ray. The Expos / Nationals, Maury Wills. The Marlins, Jay Allen did get one. It's Jack McKeon, manager type guy. Expos / Nationals to 150, Jeff Reardon. Expos Nats, Rondell White. The Yankees with Fred Stanley. Expos / Nats. This one is really nice. This is Pedro Martinez, and it's to 50, and that's a really good little hit right there. And Expos Nationals, Jeff Reardon. And, oh, imagine that. Expos Nationals, Jeff Reardon. So there you go. Lots of Nationals that are Jeff Reardon. Okay, so kids, we are finished with the break and the recap, but I will put the spreadsheet information up here one more time in case you missed it earlier. Here's the 411. No mail on Monday. Holiday, Labor Day. Nothing picked up, nothing dropped off. I will probably be printing labels and shipping things, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Just know that they're not going to be picked up until Tuesday, and the labels will, I'm sure, all have the date of Tuesday as well, unless I totally mess something up. So even if you see it print and you see a tracking number, just know you're not going to see it moving within the USPS system until sometime on Tuesday. And yeah, consolation cards. Everybody pulled cards in this break, so you don't need to sweat that. All the cards ship, of course. And what's coming up tomorrow night? Leaf Rookie Retro, a multi-sport product, half case. Spot sold by first letter of the last name. They are all listed in the football category. 5-star baseball again, and a 12-box inner case of certified football, which is the last of the certified. Saturday night, a 16-box master case of unparalleled football. Sunday night, we are off. Monday night, the holiday, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on Labor Day, 5-star baseball and Leaf Trinity football, which actually comes out on Friday. And I didn't list it until Monday because I didn't get tracking until yesterday that showed for sure it was going to get here. Because, you know, Leaf, sometimes they say stuff's coming and then they tell you the day that it's supposed to be there. Oh, whoops, we didn't ship it. So then on Tuesday, we're going to break a half case of Leaf autograph mini football helmets. That's the back half of a case. And we will also break a master case of Absolute Football, which is 12 boxes in the master case. So that's it for me tonight. As always, appreciate you being here, spending part of your evening with me. I will be back at it again tomorrow night, of course. If I don't see you then, I hope I will see you again soon. Meantime, enjoy your week, what's left of it, and most especially, enjoy the long holiday weekend that's up ahead. So until next time, take care. Bye now.